So main event time, Minoru Suzuki versus
Oh,
Samoa Joe, the Ring of Honor World TV Championship. Title
oh.
on the line and title changed hands. And I mean, I see you wincing over there. It almost is like I'm still wincing too because I knew this was going to be a physical match, but I had no idea that they were going to trade. I think I'm going to go back, rewatch, and give it a count. I will safely say at least 80 chops were thrown in this match. At least
Oh,
80 chops.
SPD, I
What
don't
do
know
you
how
guys
you
think in the chat? How many chops do you think were thrown in this match?
SPD as a guy who winces over blood, like this, there wasn't bloodshed in this match, but there were moments in this match that were harder to sit through, like than some of the more violent, brutal, like bloody affairs that we've seen. This was just like one of those where, like, if you've ever taken a chop, if you and I have exchanged
Oh
some
yeah,
chops in the past, if you've
plenty.
if you've ever done that with some friends, where you've done the Ric Flair chop battle and you sat there and you watched this match, there were moments where you're just like, oh my God, just stop. Oh my God. Like, it was brutal in the best way I could possibly say. This was a match where I wanted to, like, anybody who's a casual wrestling fan, I was like, dude, just turn this on. This was
Yeah.
like just brutal. These two guys, you talk about strong style. Neither one, it felt like they were both enjoying that back
They
and
did
forth.
not even flinch. They did not
No
even
man
flinch
was
with those
backing
chops.
down. Yeah, no man was
And I
backing
mean,
down.
this is by
Oh my
far
God.
both guys deserve the award from SPD as chop of the night because the end result of their chests, just the beat red, bleeding, and
Oh,
both guys were
Suzuki's
absolutely. It
chest
was
was
like
brutal.
adrenaline. The adrenaline was
Oh,
pumping because they were just taking, dishing. It was insane. Samoa Joe and Suzuki were just absolutely tough as nails with those chops, and because honestly, like when you and I have been in chop battles and myself and Cecil as well, I
yeah.
feel like sometimes my hand hurts worse than
You
my
could
chest.
see you could
You
see
know,
Suzuki's hand at one point looked like it was bloody because of how red his hand was. It was
and you need your hand
unbelievable.
more in the match. Like, yes, your chest is going to hurt. It's going to knock the wind out of you. You're going to be
You're
raw.
right.
But like your hand, after just delivering so many chops, like you're going to need to do the holds and flip and all that. So, oh man, it's a brutal move, and it was quite the SPD special of an episode because you start with an awesome chop battle, an awesome match,
Good point.
end with an awesome chop battle, and an
Good
awesome
point.
match. But this one was quite the match and quite the storyline told throughout it. But it was just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker,
Oh.
and we've seen
And
Suzuki
I loved how
before
they went back to the chop battle later on. Suzuki said,
multiple
"One
times.
more time, one more time." It was so good. I was actually, I'll be honest with you, I know Samoa Joe. I knew Joe was going to be a bad dude when he stepped foot into AEW. I've watched enough Samoa Joe to know I love Samoa Joe. I am
Right.
so down with Samoa Joe. This was the best, and we've seen Suzuki in the past in AEW. This was my favorite showcase of Suzuki. His toughness was on full display. This
Didn't
match was
flinch.
fun to watch. It told a great story where both guys were proud, were not backing down. You could tell, like, we talk about iron sharpens iron. You could tell
Yeah.
both guys enjoyed the test of might that came
Yeah.
between these two strong, proud guys going at each other, dude. This was a badass match, man. You gotta catch it. If you missed this one, you gotta catch it. Brian, I know you're in the chat here. You're a West Coast dude. You gotta go and watch this match, man. Absolutely unreal performance by both guys. And it made me consider wanting to take Suzuki as my performer of the night because of just how impressive his offense
Wow.
was and how he was able to take Joe's chops. But when you become the new ROH TV champion, added to his long legacy of title
Yeah.
reigns, Samoa Joe, baby, my top performer. Unfortunately, the celebration was cut short
In a big way.
in a big way at the end of this
Wow.
one. Unbelievable. This is the size of this man was just
Yeah, it reminds me of Great Khali in WWE. I
yes,
mean, it's easy to
yes.
give that comparison, but this guy just literally barely even pushing the top rope down to go over the top, and makes Jay Lethal look like, freaking Marco Stunt.
Sanjay Dutt was like he like literally he doesn't he literally if Sanjay Dutt was standing up in this picture, he would still be like just above the guy's belly button. I mean, this was pure power on display. It clearly,
It's the first true giant that we've seen, really.
Good
And I mean,
point.
we've had some big guys,
Big
obviously
men.
Brody Lee, Eric Redbeard, other ones, but this
But
one is the
nobody like
true. Yeah,
this.
Lance Archer's a huge guy. Yeah, no
Nobody
one
like
like this,
this.
man. So, Lethal, this side of Lethal, I thought it was so funny when he opened up the box and gave him the bird. I thought that present was so clever. I didn't expect that. I honestly did not expect that, and I thought it
I
was so
agree.
clever. So
I
it
agree.
was pretty funny on that way to end the show. And so it's one of those, cliffhangers. Obviously, you want to end the show on a happy note as the team babyface winning the title, get a title celebration. But now we have something more to looking forward to. The new champ to get his retribution, whether that be on AEW television or Ring of Honor stuff, with that belt. So I think you're adding so many different layers to
The
AEW
layers.
programming, cross promos with this Ring of Honor partnership, as we're going to see on, is it Rampage or Battle of Belts, another, Ring of Honor match. And so
Right.
I'm liking it. It's adding more and more layers. And like you said, Samoa Joe earned your top performer of the night with his battle test and his title win. And then CM Punk earned my top performer of the night. First time I picked him, I believe, in a while. But just the way he put on a long match versus a tough competitor and fought through an injury, or he just sold it really, really well, and he came out on top on it. And so CM Punk definitely deserved my tip of the cap for top performer of the night.
I can understand it. I felt like Joe, that match with Suzuki was I am going to go to bed thinking about that one, and I'm going to be thanking God that I didn't have to take any chops from either one of those guys. And I love the way that the show ended, because, I mean, how many times have we talked about it? Every time we see Jay Lethal on AEW television, we always say we want to see more of him. So having him immediately in a program with Samoa Joe for the ROH TV title makes a lot of sense to me. Adds high stakes, has two guys, Jay Lethal, very charismatic dude, very entertaining, going against Joe, who's absolutely no nonsense, going to punch you in the mouth, slap you across the chest, and choke you out. I mean, it's a great pairing. With Dutt kind of as the annoying, not like manager, really works. I thought that Joe's, AEW's had a lot of big debuts. And I think there's, everybody could say, well, Bryan Danielson, man, the guy's still like prime of his career. CM Punk, the guy has been so over. But Joe is one of those guys, when you look at it, as like, I don't know how WWE dropped the ball on this dude. That there were moments,
so unique guy too.
when it felt like he could have been the man. When he was in the feud with Brock, it just felt like there were moments when he could have been the absolute man. And it feels like AEW is going to correct that problem really fast. He looks like he is going to be the man in AEW television.